I moved here with only a high school education, no money, no skills. I mean, the only work I did was cleaning gas station bathrooms. And when my daughter and I were first here, we didn't have money for both daycare and the light bill, so often we lived in a dark, hot apartment. And yet, when I started my company in my basement, just a few feet away from the washer and dryer, for the first time, I felt freedom of financial independence and wealth building and being able to have influence because I had a successful business. And there were dozens of aha moments through those years where I realized how different my life would have been in a negative way had I not started my own business. So, my purpose is helping other women find that same freedom through starting their businesses and creating the financial independence and wherewithal to put themselves into better situations. I was inspired to start Brain Trust because as an entrepreneur, I belonged to two different organizations, EO and WPO, that were peer-based learning for entrepreneurs. And they were critical to my success. And sadly, you can't join those organizations until you get to $1 million in revenue. The problem is that only 2% of women-owned businesses ever get to $1 million. So I started Brain Trust to help more women get there so they could join those other organizations and they can start planning for reaching $5 million and $50 million in revenue, where they can really make an impact on financial independence and building wealth and influence for themselves. 51% of Tennesseans are women and girls. Think about the economic impact we could make, the change we could make if women were similarly empowered, if women were afforded the same opportunities, the same access to capital and networks and markets that men have. The impact would be immediate, it would be positive, and it would have, far-reaching effects. Tennessee ranks 10th in the nation for domestic violence against women. And I just read a statistic recently that Metro police officers are called to domestic violence incidents every 20 minutes. This is not acceptable. And I really like to focus on providing women a way out economically to try to help them find financial independence. Because often why women stay in abusive relationships is because they simply don't have the money to support themselves and their children without the abuser. It helped me create a ripple effect in the community, and I want more women to experience that same feeling and joy. It's important that the YWCA continue this tradition because our work is not done. When we gather in a room with several hundred of us, we're reminded of the strength in numbers. And I'm reminded of the proverb that says, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go together. We've still got a long way to go. And gathering like this reminds us that we're not alone and that we can accomplish great things together.